Disowning me was supposed to be a warning, but it was a gift. My husband's father declared, "Marry her and you lose your inheritance." My husband smiled, signed the papers, and said, "Keep it. I already have everything I need." The next week, they found out we were wealthier than they ever knew. This is the story of how my husband gave up a multi-million-dollar inheritance for me, and how that decision didn't break him like his family hoped, but gave him the life and love they never thought he'd deserve. And how, a week later, they learned the truth. And couldn't take it. I'll tell it like it happened, simple and straight. No drama added. They gave me plenty already. I was raised in San Antonio, Texas. Dad's a mechanic, Mom used to clean houses. We didn't have money, but we had love. I worked hard, put myself through school, got my CPA, and landed a solid job doing taxes for small businesses. I met Leo at a corporate conference in Houston. We were both tired of the talks, the networking, the fake smiles. We skipped the second day and got tacos and walked through the park instead. He made me laugh. He listened. He didn't care about what people wore or drove or who their parents were. He asked me to dinner the next week. I said yes. A year later, he proposed. Here's where it starts going downhill. Leo is from Austin. His dad, Roger, owned, but we'll get there, a private equity firm. His mom, Sharon, was the kind of woman who wore pearls to breakfast and acted like every conversation was a business transaction. First time I met them was at a dinner in their home in Westlake Hills. Big house. Marble counters. Wine cellar. You know the type. She looked me up and down and said, "I didn't know Leo was dating a working girl." She didn't mean it in a kind way. Roger shook my hand like I was someone pitching him a startup, not his son's girlfriend. He asked me questions like he was interviewing me. What school I went to, UTSA. What my parents did, they own a small garage. If we had land, we didn't. What my intentions were. That night, Leo apologized over and over. I told him it was fine, but it wasn't. I've met cold people before, but this wasn't cold. This was calculated. 6 months into the engagement, Leo and I were planning our wedding. We wanted to keep it simple, do something in Austin or the Hill Country. My family was excited. His family wasn't speaking to us. Then one night, Leo sat down next to me on the couch and handed me a letter. It was from his dad's lawyer. "If you marry me, you will be removed from the family trust, your voting shares in the family business will be revoked, and your financial standing within all estate planning will be legally void. Basically, marry me and you're out. No money, no inheritance, no shares, no future with the family." There was a blank signature line at the bottom of the page. If he signed, he agreed to walk away. I looked at Leo. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to be the reason he lost everything. He smiled at me and said, without hesitation, "Good. I never wanted their strings anyway." And then he signed it. Right there. No hesitation. We got married 3 months later in a garden in Dripping Springs. My family came. My parents cried. My cousins danced. Leo's family? Nobody showed up. Not a single call. Not even a text. Roger didn't even pretend to care. Sharon posted a photo from a spa in Santa Fe the day of our wedding, with the caption, "Finally finding peace." Leo didn't seem hurt, but I could tell. It stung. He kept saying, "We'll build our own life. They can keep theirs." What his family never understood, what they still don't understand, is that Leo wasn't like them. He didn't need their money, because he already had plenty. Back when Leo was in his early 20s, he helped a friend build a startup. Something about supply chain logistics, I didn't fully understand it back then. Leo wrote code, helped with business planning, stayed up nights debugging, then left when the company started growing because he didn't want to fight over control. But he kept 25% equity. He didn't talk about it. Even I didn't know how big it had become until after the wedding. The company got bought out the week after we got married. Leo's cut? $22.4 million. In his bank account. Overnight. He told me the news at breakfast. I thought he was joking. He showed me the bank account balance. I cried. Not because of the money, but because this man had just signed away his family, his inheritance, his so-called legacy for me, and never once mentioned that he had more than what they threatened to take. He didn't need their money. He didn't even tell me about his money because he wanted me to know he would have chosen me without it. That's when I realized they thought they were punishing him. They were giving him freedom. A month later, we got invited to a cousin's wedding. Leo wanted to go. I didn't. He said, "I want them to see we're doing fine." No, we're doing better. So we went. Roger saw us from across the reception. He walked up, drink in hand, fake smile plastered on. "Leo," he said. "Still surviving?" Leo smiled. "Doing more than that, Dad." Sharon came over, grabbed my arm gently like she was doing me a favor. "You look Healthy, she said. Marriage must suit you. I didn't answer. Roger leaned in, lowered his voice. You can still walk away, son. We can fix this. There's a new clause in the trust. Marriages under a year can be voided with no penalty. It's not too late. Leo didn't flinch. He laughed. Dad, I could buy your firm with cash and still have money left to retire. Keep the trust. I don't need it. Never did. Roger's face went pale. Sharon looked like she'd swallowed her teeth. We left before dessert. After that day, Leo started getting phone calls. Former employees from Roger's firm. Turns out the firm had been bleeding money. Quiet layoffs. Failed investments. Lawsuits piling up. Apparently, investors thought Leo's removal from the trust meant there was a serious internal problem. People pulled out. 2 major clients filed suit. The firm went under. Roger tried to salvage it with personal assets, but it was too late. Their house went up for sale. Their Aspen property? Gone. Sharon started calling Leo again. Emails. Letters. We miss you. We were wrong. Family should stick together. Leo never replied. That's where things stand now. It's not over. Sharon is still trying to get back in his life. Roger is doing interviews claiming the firm's fall was because of market instability. I have screenshots that prove otherwise. And me? I'm just living life with a man who chose love over legacy. And didn't need to tell anyone that he'd already built his own empire, quietly, humbly, without needing their name. It's been over a year since the wedding. We bought a house in Lakeway, overlooking the hills. Nothing crazy, but big enough for the life we were starting. I was pregnant. Leo cried when I told him. I'd never seen him cry before. We were finally calm. Finally happy. Or so I thought. Turns out, peace doesn't sit well with people who are used to control. We were having a small baby shower at a friend's ranch property. Just family, close friends, barbecue, simple decorations. Nothing social media worthy. Then one of my cousins came up to me, looking panicked. There's a lady outside in a Lexus. Says she's your mother-in-law. I froze. My stomach dropped. I wasn't ready. Not for her. Leo saw my face and walked outside without a word. I watched through the window as Sharon stepped out in high heels, a pastel pink suit, and oversized sunglasses, like she was arriving at a charity gala, not her disowned son's baby shower. She was holding a gift basket. Leo didn't take it. He didn't yell either. He just stood there, arms crossed, listening. Then he walked back in. She's gone, he said. And that was that. Until we found the basket left on the hood of our car. Inside the basket was an envelope. Sharon's handwriting. Curled letters. Trying to look soft. The letter read, I want to meet my grandchild. Let's be adults now. The past doesn't matter. Family is what matters. Underneath was a cashier's check for $50,000. No note explaining it. Just that. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because they still thought everything could be bought. We never cashed it. It's still in our drawer, just in case we ever need to remember what we walked away from. 3 weeks later, Leo got an alert from one of his company's security systems. Someone had tried to access internal financial files from a hotel IP in downtown Austin. It failed, but it triggered the alert. Turns out, the person who tried to break in used an old admin login that was deactivated years ago. But that login had only been used by one person before, Noah's cousin, who used to intern for Roger's firm. Leo dug deeper. We found out Sharon had reached out to Noah's cousin for a networking favor months earlier. Said she was curious about tech investments. She used him. And he gave her access. She wanted proof of Leo's money. Why? Because she was planning to challenge the trust papers in court. Claiming Leo had signed under emotional pressure. That he didn't fully understand what he gave up. Which, to be clear, is total nonsense. He signed it clean. With his own lawyer. It was airtight. But the fact that she was willing to dig into our accounts, go through backdoors, and risk someone else's job, that showed us we weren't dealing with a mom anymore. We were dealing with a threat. We got served 2 months later. Petition to review and reopen trust conditions filed by Roger, Sharon, and their lawyer. They claimed the trust changes were done in haste, under familial tension, and were improperly advised. They also said my relationship with Leo was influential to the point of manipulation. They were trying to paint me as a gold digger. A puppet master. Like I somehow tricked Leo into giving up millions. Funny thing is, they didn't even know how much he really had. So we hired a lawyer. A real one. The same one who helped structure the buyout of Leo's company. She read through everything and said, this is going to be ugly. But they don't have a leg to stand on. Right as we were about to file our response, our lawyer got a call from the court clerk. The case had been paused. Not withdrawn. Paused. We were confused. Then a week later, a package showed up at our door. No name. No return address. Inside was a flash drive. And a note. You need to see what they've really been doing. A friend. Leo plugged it into an old laptop, just to be safe. There were 3 video files. Security camera footage. From inside a law office. In the first clip, you see Sharon and Roger sitting in a sleek conference room. Across from them, their lawyer. Audio was rough, but you could hear enough. Roger. So if we can show that the girl's parents have a financial history, debts, maybe bankruptcy, could that help prove motive? Sharon. We need to make her look desperate. Poor. Unstable. Their lawyer? Didn't stop them. Just said, we can build a narrative. Second clip. Roger. He was a soft boy. Always has been. She saw that and knew she could control him. Sharon. That baby is our last chance to fix this. If we can get custody, I stopped the video. Leo just sat there, staring at the screen. Silent. That's what this was all about. Not inheritance. Not business. Our baby. They were planning to push for some kind of custody case after using the trust case to gather evidence. Try to make us look unfit. Maybe say Leo was manipulated. That our baby deserved proper guidance. Our lawyer called the state bar. That firm is under investigation now. We're filing our own suit. But we're doing it quietly. Leo changed our numbers. We set up security. We have cameras on every entrance now. And we started getting ready to disappear if needed. Because this wasn't just about family drama anymore. They crossed a line. They made it war. And they don't even know the war has already started. There's more. The custody play was just the beginning. They didn't think we'd fight back. But they forgot we don't need them. And we're not scared anymore. A month after we saw those videos, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying Sharon's voice in my head. That baby is our last chance to fix this. It was chilling. Not just the words. The way she said it. Like our child was a stock option. A PR strategy. Leo was quieter than ever. And then something happened that made it all explode. We're not super religious, but my parents are. They asked if we'd consider baptizing the baby. Leo agreed. Said it was a nice way to honor the people who always stood by us. We planned it at the same small church my parents got married in, back in San Antonio. Just family. Friends. Very private. But Sharon found out. How? That part still makes me sick. 2 days before the ceremony, I noticed Leo's aunt, his mom's sister, had started commenting sweet things on my social media. She'd been silent for years. She's just trying to reconnect, Leo said. That night, I posted a photo of the baby's baptism gown. Nothing fancy, just a cute handmade one for my grandma. The next morning, Sharon posted the exact photo on her private Facebook. With the caption, "Can't wait to see my grandson this Sunday." I felt like my blood turned to ice. She wasn't invited. Neither was Roger. Neither was anyone from their side. We tried to call Leo's aunt. No answer. She gave them everything. It was a warm Sunday. We were early. My mom was helping me fix the baby's bow. Leo looked stiff. Alert. Like he was waiting for something to go wrong. It did. 15 minutes before the ceremony, a black car pulls up. Out steps Sharon, Roger, and 2 people we didn't know. Dressed like lawyers. My dad blocked the door. Told them to leave. Sharon smiled. This is our family. You can't keep us from him forever. Leo came outside. I'll never forget what happened next. Leo, leave. You don't belong here. Sharon, you made that choice. But he didn't. He deserves all of us. Leo, no. He deserves peace. And your chaos. Roger, we made mistakes, but we built this family. You don't get to erase us. Leo, you didn't build anything. You controlled it. You bought it. You never loved it. Then Sharon snapped. You wouldn't even have your company if I hadn't begged Noah's dad to take you seriously. We got you in the room. We made you. Everyone froze. Even Roger looked shocked. Leo, you just said the quiet part out loud. Turns out, Sharon had used her connections years ago to help Noah's startup get attention. She never told Leo. She told everyone she was uninvolved. That he made it on his own. But now? She couldn't stand the idea that he did something without her help. So she said what she really believed. You're not smart enough to have done this on your own. The entire front lawn went quiet. People started stepping back. My mom came outside. So did the pastor. Then Noah stepped forward from the parking lot. He'd driven in from Austin as a surprise. He wasn't supposed to get there until later. He heard it all. Noah looked at Sharon. You think you got me in the room? We avoided your name. Every time your reputation came up, we distanced ourselves. You didn't help us, you almost sunk us. He turned to Leo. The only reason we survived our second year was because of your pivot idea. You're the reason we made it. Sharon's face dropped. Then Noah turned to me. And you, thank you for never asking Leo to be anything but himself. I've never seen him more free. Sharon left without another word. They filed a custody motion 2 weeks later. It didn't go anywhere. No judge wanted to touch it. The videos, the emails, Noah's testimony. All of it proved what they really wanted. Control. They wanted to use our baby to win back power. But it didn't work. Leo hasn't spoken to his parents since. Not even when Roger had a minor stroke last year. Sharon still sends birthday cards. Never signed. Just printed messages. The aunt? Cut off. Completely. My parents, bless them, still ask if we'll forgive eventually. I don't answer. It's not the money. Not the lawsuits. Not even the public scene. What hurts the most is realizing they never loved him the way he deserved. That no matter how much he gave up, it was never going to be enough for them. Leo still dreams about them sometimes. I can tell. He wakes up with clenched fists. But he never talks about it. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if they'll ever really go away. People like that don't stop easily. But I do know this. We didn't fight to be rich. We fought to be free. And now we are. We may not have the big houses, the trust fund, or the polished last name. But we have each other. We have our baby. We have peace. And sometimes, that's everything. They thought cutting him off would break him. But all it did was set us free.